Yeah. This cannot be right, of course, that I have to create 4 different objects just to have 4 different textures. But okay, that's not what we're going to test, so do I need to more than one pipeline? Maybe. I'm not too sure what I'm doing. Upper left, upper right, bottom left, bottom right. We don't have uniform buffers. Stats window, yeah. JPEG. Is that going to work? Yeah, I'm not going to repeat this code 4 times. Ridiculous. The sample texture here. I'll have to use an array, I guess. Let me try to use an array that way. Yeah, let's do it differently. Just adding it here, I think. Guess that might work. Do it like that. Subtexture. Yeah, start for now. Let's do that last. Register shader templates. Hmm. Yeah, to do this. I think I'm going to do this after writing the shaders. In other words, skip it as well. Add shader resources to Yeah, I don't know. When you don't have a uniform buffers, so still delete everything. Yeah, I don't know. I split up the number of textures and number of pipelines, but I'll just have to pick one something. Let's use one texture per pipeline. I'm not sure if it makes a difference really. I guess not. Maybe I should just pick two pipelines though, and then use two textures for each pipeline. It's more variation. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. So then, for a given pipeline, let's say pipeline 0 is the left. Okay, now I order those things how? Textures. Basically like this, I guess. So 0 and 1 indices are the top, and 2 and 3 are the bottom. So I want to combine left together. I'd have to do 0 and 2. Only at 40%, and after this one we are at 65%. Okay, characteristics. I feel like skipping a lot, so I get to the bottom. I have a better idea. I mean, about how much still have to do. Create graphics pipelines. So now we have two pipelines, so this can probably stay as is. Not sure not deleted this. Pipeline factory. Oh, it's up here. On this. Well, don't tell me I deleted the graphics pipeline. I have multiple pipelines, that's the reason I think. Number of pipelines, yeah, that's now called graphic pipelines. I was going to use 2 pipelines, me set, and then graphics pipelines. Frame rate interval. (100 milliseconds). That's more like 10 frames per second. Okay, well, draw frames also difficult. I want to do the less difficult stuff first. Texture application. That's the last one. Draw IMG. Yeah, I don't really have any IMG stuff, I guess, because I don't have sliders. Begin, top position, end. Frame index is, and then write it to the, and delete all of this, I think. Right, so now the more difficult stuff. Draw frame. I don't know. That's different. But this is a repeat, right? It's a literal repeat. Okay. What did you build that one? Let's do that later. And presentation service. If enabled queue. Okay. Yeah. I think that I'd better look at this one. Six times escort tessellations times escort tessellations, comma, sample parameters object count. Okay, well, the way I'm going, I would say that is that cannot be it. What? I already find it is somewhere else. It is square steps anyway. Okay. Yeah, I think that is more or less what I can make of it so far. I'm just guessing half of the things, so this is totally not going to work. But then, you know, one by step at a time, I'm going to fix everything, I guess. Got to start somewhere. Yeah, I might as well put these things in an array. On second thought, let's replace pipeline with pipeline, PL with pipeline, because that's also what I passed to this function. What are we looking at here? Oh, that thing. Yeah, that's pretty big. I think the create graphics pipelines is now also possibly working. Pipeline characteristic, we still skip. Register shader templates, yeah. Let's give it a try to write a shader. Let's give the thing a name. Let's call this one square upper left. Actually, we have two pipelines, so we just left. On the left. Squares left. Left squares. Looks good. And then I probably should look at that one again. This one gets texture coordinates and position, I guess. And then we do something with the position. And then we write to GL position. Using an instance data. Yeah, well, if it works, you know, like maybe, let's copy this. Maybe we need both. Let me just edit it like that. Okay, texture coordinate, vertex data and texture coordinates. And then we have a distance. Well, we don't have a distance in this case. And then I get a position. Let's not make that an array. So this would be per vertex data, and this is per instance. My plan is to draw 4 squares, one in the upper left, one in the upper right, one bottom left, one bottom right, and then draw the left two in the one pipeline and the right two in the another pipeline. But they can use the same shader, right? So then this is all the vertices in one square, and instance is just up or down, upper or bottom square. Oh, that's another vertex shader. We don't have that, I think. You can just use one vertex shader for both pipelines. And this is then the fragment shader. I did call this one left squares though. Let's just call it squares. Squares vert and squares frag. Yeah, we write to output gel position. Two outputs, gel position and the V texture coordinate. And those are used as inputs in the fragment shader. No, only the texture coordinates used in the fragment shader. As input. And then we get here this whatever image. Which called image pixel. Is it a pixel? This is a pixel or texel. Okay, and this one does have a problem because I don't know how to. I made support for arrays, but for uniform buffers. I'm not sure. I did not add support for arrays for textures, did I? I don't think so. I should probably. Yeah, let me think. Texture. I think I'm just doing the stupid thing, and I'm just going to use 4 shaders for the 4 different textures, because it's the fastest way to get my test application running. Let's first fix it. So this one then becomes a squares. It's really one square then, isn't it? Can I do both in one? No, I have to do both. I have to do 2 of them. Let's call this left squares. the texture depends, the texture I want to use depends if we were drawing the upper of the bottom part, which depends on the instance. Can you get the instance in the shader? I'm afraid I'm getting stuck here. I don't know, I need GLSL. I'll just try to Google it, I guess. Instance value, instance. Instance ID, the index of the current instance when doing some form of instance rendering. The instance count always starts at 0 even when using base instance calls, and not using instant rendering this value will be 0. Warning, this value does not follow the base instance provided by some instance rendering functions. I guess that's the one. And can I just use it? Build in. Let's try that. Nah, probably won't work. They just use it. Out of nowhere. Okay. Well, this is, this looks like, what is it? GL position is F color. Yeah, I'm not sure if the instance is also known in the fragment shader. It's not, don't tell that here. Yeah, chip. I don't know. I'm just trying something, you know. I'm really literally just trying something. Let's initialize that here. Let's use texture up and bottom, upper and bottom. It's actually better word is top and bottom. Yeah. I did not call it up. I called it left up. And then nobody knows where we are. Now I called it UL. Upper left. Okay, so that becomes top left, I guess. Top right. Now we have to go through all the vulkans. Okay. I think this is the last function. Yeah, I'm so totally no idea anymore how horribly this is going to break. It is going to break though. I need another one for this one or not? This is called left. It's also not true, right? We can just do this is not true. No, not really true. If I make different vertex buffers, I could do it. Probably more logical. Just gonna call this also squares then. Squares frac again. So then we have only one vertex and one fragment shader. And they're called squares something. Squares word. Squares frac, no. Just squares, I guess. Okay, apparently local shader index is related to this number of shaders. And I guess we just have two of them. Nope, just two. Okay, well that means that we don't have a vertex 1 or frag 1 here. Seriously, I have only one of them. Yeah, that was the very idea. So the pipelines use the same... They use the same vertex shader and the same fragment shader. Oh no, I'm editing the pipeline characteristics. Yeah, I still have to do that. Forgot. But okay. We can do this one. Back to the top. Okay, so then really the last thing is this class, which is 150 lines or something. Pipeline called a blend. I have no idea what it is, so it can probably stay the way it is. Int pipeline. Okay, we have two pipelines, so I guess that can stay. Base class, initialize and compile. State end. Still don't have conditions. These just two states for the task. Initialize implementation. We must start at the initialize state. This is then the implementation of the task, which I'm going to do afterwards. Let's look at the rest first. Now print on. Well, that is everything else. So then the only thing left is the multiplex implementation, which has two states. Compile is the smallest, so let's look at that one first. Window is owning window, well, I guess. Okay. Build shader. Well, okay, that we have to compile a vertex and a fragment shader for each pipeline. So this would be it. Then we have the initialize left. Flat create info, add shader input data, shader state create infos, pipeline color blend attachment states and dynamic states, add descriptor set layouts. Add shader resources too. What is M pipeline here? I guess we have just one pipeline here at this point. The one that we are making. Yeah, I think nothing needs to be changed here. Okay, I think I went over everything. So, haha. Chance 1 in 10 million that it compiles and then works. Nah, less. For a start, it won't even compile, obviously. The usual typos and stuff, at the very least. Right, so the next 3 hours I'll be fixing compile errors, if you like that. Void vulkan memory image destroy is private. Why? Yeah, that sucks so much. It is private because why would it be private? Because I'm calling it from 2 places and it is supposed to be private. A reasonable alternative would be that I call the destructor. Hey, but that's kind of ugly. Or I would call the move assignment operator here, passing a default constructed image. But then I have to make sure that the logical device is the same and well, no, default constructed I said. Yeah. So now we lose the logical device probably. That's a null handle, everything is null then. Yeah, I think so. Okay, so if I make if I create a default constructed image and I assign it to my current image, and then the result is that destroy is being called, and the logical device is set to null, and everything is set to null. And if I just call destroy directly, then these are not set to null. However, if I call destroy, then 2 of them are set to null. Image is destroy, well, maybe not 2. No, not to. Only the vulkan handle image is set to the null handle. So that is this one. No, that would be this one. Oh, this is the right hand side. I don't care about that one. This one is then set to null. Already. By calling destroy. That leaves the logical device. Yeah, well, I mean, come on. And the VH, the handle to the allocation. I have to agree, that might be a problem. Now it says it's only valid when VH image is non-null. So by setting that to null, this becomes not valid anymore. Even this one. Only valid when VH image is non-null. Yeah. What did it say? Less than 1 in 10 million. And I had exactly a 1 error. I don't think it was 1 in 10 million. Or, I don't know. Everything I just did, no typing, no typo, it just compiles. No. Something is horribly wrong here. For example, we didn't even compile my new files. That's the solution. We didn't compile anything. I think I figured it out. I added a new thing here, but I never added it. There. Subdirectory textures. Oops. No. It's still 1 in 10 million. Except when you forget to compile it at all. Or something. Cannot find source file. Texture test.cxx. It's called textures test. That's changed. It printed something like copying textures. That is something that has to go right as well. So I'm going to look at that. A repo base object there, I think, is the one. There we copied everything. Well, okay. Number of pipelines was not declared. Number of, yeah. Guess it wasn't. I was looking at top chat for some reason, Bear. I missed all the chat. And I cannot scroll higher than, I don't know, not to the top. Let me read quickly what everyone said. Donnie Darko, I like that movie. Yeah, the whole top chat was empty. So much for top chat. Spy S says, why does Colorwood say something random and that random changes each stream? Because it's random. Wouldn't be good, very good to random if it wasn't changing continuously. Pixel says, how much experience do I need to get to this level in time? Yeah, lifetime. Lifetime answer is pretty good. Someone started spamming, I guess. Okay, I read on the up. Error, M texture was not declared in this scope. Did you mean M textures? I'm trying to write a quick test application that is going to draw 4 different textures using 2 different pipelines. And I'm using my Vulkan engine for that, of course, as far as I finished it. Where are we? The arrow is, I would say here. No, it's not. In function. Ooh, that's weird. Square steps is defined in square, not edge. Probably should include that anyway. I did not. Vertex data.h. Oh, right. Yeah, because I'm using vertex data, I think, and instance data, both. Vertex data is being used, and I think instance data is also used. Probably need to include that as well then. Instance data. I'm just gonna copy instance data over, and then we have more to edit. Vertex data. Okay, so we have vec4 and position. I removed the array of that. Position texture coordinates was being used. What is at the top? Shadow builder vertex attributed age. Yeah, okay. And instance data. Just as in position. I'm gonna assume it just works, you know, just deleting a search here even. No more fancy stuff, just using it. So here we have a position for the instance data. I didn't set those yet, did I? I don't think I did. Even if it compiles, it's just not going to run. Not going to work at all. Cannot convert eigenmatrix, eigenmatrix float 4-1 to eigendense conv base. Eigenmatrix float 4-1-1 scalar, aka float. Eigen is a German word for, comes from eigenvalues, I think. It's a mathematical term. I'm open this file because there was an error. What is the error? Cannot convert it. Sorry, I was too concentrated on pronouncing eigen. Cannot convert to matrix to dense coefs base scalar. Okay, whatever. So matrix to scalar doesn't work. Yeah, that's usually the case. Okay, the reason is that this was an array and I just removed that. So now it's not an array anymore. Compile. Well, that's not bad. Now I did compile everything I added. Okay, well, I don't do I have an alias for this immediately? Like immediately? I don't think so. No. Let's add an alias called how shall we call it? Let's go for some inspiration here. Alias. All right, I use super abbreviations. And about texture test, like that. TT. Textures. Textures test. texture test. No S. It's very amazing, but I keep changing it. That did run for quite a while before it crashed. Okay, it could not compile squares vert.glsl because double columns are not supported, which means that we did not replace this with whatever I wanted to replace it with. Neither did this, nor that, nor anything. Yeah. Okay, so in this test program, I also use the vertex data. In the shadows. Oh, it's just jumping back. Nothing there. How about texture coordinates? Not being used either. Wow. And that's the one, of course. That's the one. So I'm missing adding the vertex input bindings. And I guess I need 2 of them. I do need 2 of them. Because we have instances as well. Okay. Next. Add shader, add. Lots of adds to flat create infos, and then before preprocess 1, below define the pipeline. It should have that one. Why is this so small? This function. Resources 2 and something else. Find a pipeline. It's not repeated. I don't know. Here's my flat create info. Compile the shaders. Add shader resources 2. Yeah, I think that should work. You want music? I'm listening to music, but copyrighted and stuff. Let's put on some music. Now I'm deaf. Okay. Define the pipeline, yeah. M square. Nice that I add that here, but where's my square? Square? No square. Are you kidding me, right? Okay, I'm gonna need a square. And put that here. M square. Yeah, and now we're going to need another one that is up, down, top, bottom. Top, bottom, something. I don't know how I call it. Top, bottom positions. Let's copy something again. So the instant stuff is random positions. And I'm gonna call that top bottom position. Do they call it position? Or they call it positions now? Because random positions as well. That is positions. It was positions. Great. Okay. Nothing wrong there. Edit. Instance data. Now we need instance data. Sample parameters. I don't think so. Random. I don't think so. Okay. What is this doing? I don't think so. Random positions must be nicely small though. Random positions must be renamed to top bottom positions. And then we don't have anything like this. The number of instances, yeah, 2. I mean, up, top and bottom. I don't know about that one. What is this here? To generate sample parameters as max 2 instance data objects. Each instance data object exists of a single vec4 representing the position to put a square. This class generates random position vectors. No, it doesn't. This class generates the 2 position vectors. How do we get the y coordinate to vary? I don't know. Maybe, hopefully there's some documentation written by me in a distant past. Here. Chunk size, next batch, get chunks, create entry. There should be a strict decision solely of the types specified in mod GLSSL range was the rule, but I don't think that can be checked with a concept. I think so, but anyway, also vulkan shader builder must be overloaded and specify the static const expression members. Doesn't explain anything. Really? I'm sure there was some documentation somewhere about this. Let me look for the next batch. This is from the calling side. Get chunks. Yeah. So I'm returning 2 in next batch. So get chunks should get 2 chunks, I guess. And what it really does is call create entry. Yeah, okay, I'm getting it. So we have to do for int is basically the y value, I guess. I want to do both, -1 and 0. Right. Yeah, so this next bit size. So this is a pointer and we're filling. So that's not right here. Entry point. I need. Yeah, I need an index really. Let's say. Well, I'll just call it I. So do this once for y is -1 and then again for y is 0. Yeah, yeah. So this is just top bottom, so I must have left and right as well. Cannot just aggregate, initialize these things right here. Or is that too much to ask? Especially since that thing inside has a constructor. It's not going to work. That is so not going to work. But I want to try because I don't know for sure. If only this would work. That would be nice. Ridiculous idea. Nope. Especially not when you forget the semicolon at the end. Gotta be kidding me, that compile. It compiled. I have to look at that again. You see how nice. You make an array. And because these things can be constructed from floats, you can just pass floats. Now we have an array of two top-bottom positions. The first one being constructed from -1 and the second one constructed from 0. At least I hope so, because it compiled. Error, no matching function for call to vulkan pipeline shader input data, blah blah blah. Yeah, because I'm using an array now. We really cannot do this with an array, can we? We just have to pass them separately, I guess. Could make a loop, but let's do it like that. Warning, read location against in read only section dot text function square position at int undefined reference to square offset. I guess I need to square.cxx, unless I don't. What am I looking at? Square y side xy to position transform. It is being used. Why am I not listing some header files, but not all header files? And I did a good job of keeping that up to date or something. Still missing some stuff. It compiles. It's in Z, not a good position, like y equals -1, y less than or equal 0, y is 0, y -1. There's an error in value line off when it's, I think something, you lost something in the formatting, unfortunately. But it compiled. I'm just gonna write crash. Okay. Where do we crash this time? Core. Oh. The GLSL ID must be unique. So I'm trying to register this thing twice, I guess, which we just printed after registering. Okay, is that true? Registering instance data position and then again. Yeah. Yeah. Just the one. I think so. So adding that twice is not working. Why not? Yeah, okay. My top bottom positions use the same instance data, which is the one that defines the GLSL value, apparently. This one. Does it? Yeah, it does. This is just instance data, colon, and position. That's what we use. Interesting. This makes sense. I'm generating it once. I guess I want to, yeah. I'll just use a different push constant. Push constant. Okay, so we can only have one of those. Well, fine. No more x coordinates. Construct. no.h vi no.h push constant. This pushes the push constant, and that is done. For unknown reason between set viewport and set scissors. I think anywhere is good, as long as it happens before a draw. Aspect scale. Aspect scale. Offset off. Really? Okay. Well. I don't know which shader I am going to need it in. Offset of push constant X position. And scaling factor is then maybe the value or something. Probably also float. It is a float defined before there, but we can do it anywhere, I think. Let me just do it right here. Float X position. -1. So pipeline 0 we get an X position of -1, and pipeline 1 we get an X position of 0. Trying to get that in my shaders by using a push constant. And then we must actually use it. Instance data, because it's only needed in the vertex shader. Does that exist in GLSL? I cannot pronounce your name. Hello. Yeah, I'm okay. C# didn't exist when I started programming. It's the area. The graphics pipeline is not declared in this scope. Okay, we're back at not being able to compile. I'm actually believing that this is the fragment channel. Did we compile the other one? Code. Yeah, apparently we did. Yeah, audio on failed first, but looks like it. So generated push constant with a float mx position. And we have well, unreadable variables for the vertex in position, vertex in texture coordinates, and instance in position. And then, yeah, those are just replaced. I think that's pretty good if that compiled. Gives us hope. But then something went wrong with compiling the fragment shader. It doesn't know what texture top and bottom is. Well, it can't, because I never used top anywhere. The names of the textures I have here. Yeah, they are created. I'm using the GLSL ID postfixes. TL, TR, BL, and BR. Okay, that's all nice and dandy, but now I suddenly have only top and bottom, not 4 of them. Because left and right is determined by... I really need 4 different textures, right? There's no way around it. But I cannot use different. Really? Let me think. Uh-oh. Really? I think I have a design error here. My engine. And a serious one as well. So in theory my texture object would represent one-on-one a declaration. In the GLSL code. So here I have 2 textures. Top texture and the bottom texture. Now this is a fragment shader, but one pipeline only sees 2 textures. it's bad enough that I switch between them here like this. So one or the other, but okay, theoretically, you know, I could have multiple textures, of course, in one pipeline. I might want them to access them like this. That's not really the problem. So given some pipeline, I want to bind some texture to top and another texture to bottom, right? So I'm going to have two declarations. I mean, these are just two variables. So just go with the idea that the shader is okay. Shader code is good. Then we're going to need two declarations. I mean, another option is to have a declaration of an array with size 2. That would, of course, be better. Then I can just use GL instance ID as the index into that array instead of having this branch here. But two declarations, the way I have it now. That means that I need two texture objects. And I'm having 4 M textures. Where's the M textures defined? Yeah, here it is, M textures. Texture in an array size 4. I have 4 textures. Well, you say, okay, just make it 2. But I have 4 textures. It feels like I need two texture declarations or 2 variable declarations that represent combined image samplers. But I have, of course, 4 textures, 4 different files. This must be 4. And the interface that I designed is, oh, this is create textures. That's gonna need to upload all 4 textures. So yeah, we run over a loop of 4 here, which calls upload. And I made, like yesterday or 2 days ago, I made upload a member of the texture object, thereby gravely mistaking declaration and actual texture. The way I have it now, there's a one-on-one relationship between an actual texture, the way it looks, a file, and the declaration. So the only way to have 4 textures is having 4 different declarations, which is ridiculous. I can spread them over 2 different shaders. I could make 2 different shaders which even have the same contents, except I use different names for the textures. So then I would put 2 declarations in one shader and 2 declarations in the other, but they would still have the different names. So I would still need 2 different shaders. Both need to be compiled separately. This is ridiculous. GitKit says, well, hello, Jan. Did I pronounce Jan right, or is it Jan on the English? I think I'm going to stop the stream because this is a nightmare and I have to think about it. And it means like long silences and stuff like that. Oh, yeah. I was going to say something else, but only Post Bunny would like that. So, yeah, damn it. This is just, I'm slowly getting the feeling that this whole project is too difficult. Not really too difficult that I cannot understand it, but overall it encompasses so much. I'm gonna never ever going to finish it. It's not something that you can just, sit down and do in a couple of years. It is starting to look like decades. I don't have decades anymore. Yeah, and other people do it in a few years. And they, I don't know how. I don't think they really write this kind of code for it. They just write, I don't know what they do. It sure doesn't help that I have no background in graphics at all. I don't know OpenGL. Maybe most professionals that go into Vulkan, they are already OpenGL professionals, so they have a clear picture of, how all these abstract things like textures and GLSL declarations fit together. And I have to invent it, or discover it, I mean, while making mistakes. Definitely approach is wrong. I mean, I approach it by just, diving in and starting to write code. And looking back, I think you just need some kind of graphics background and understanding. I probably should have started with writing little graphics applications without any interest for efficiency or the way it works. Just doing it the raw way, raw calls. And then after that, after you start to get a feeling for that, you can maybe automate it. Then it would still have taken years to get to the point where I want to go. Many years. But maybe more efficient than making mistakes and then having to do things over. Though I probably don't have to do things over. But I do have to redesign something. It's kind of weird, I think, to have a texture object per declaration. I mean, at the very least, it is very error prone. Of course, I'm thinking about my texture objects as textures. And not as declarations. And how can I separate them? I mean, I literally don't know GLSL really well. So I don't know how it works. That's really the main problem, I think. Maybe I should start looking at, the examples of our friend Sasha Willems. Did I not write a configure for this one? Cannot, I don't think this helps. No, just going to do my own thing. No, try to do this one. Mailing space will not use for this project. Okay, I don't care about that one. Bin. Benchmark all. I don't want to benchmark anything. I guess it put it in object directory. Bin. Yep. He made a lot of example programs. That do, yeah, well, quite a few things. You can even rotate it. Can I zoom in or out? I don't think so. I don't think this uses any texture. I look for something that uses compute cloth. What is that? Whoa. Nice. Yeah, ray tracing. Definitely nice. So you see reflections of reflections, and I'm getting 750 frames per second. Nice. I don't know what deferred even means. I think we spoke about it, but this is using some textures, I think. So I could use, I could look at the code, at least at the DLSL code of this, and then maybe get a feeling of how that works in general. I would rather have one that has a lot of textures. Descriptor sets. I did descriptor sets. Looks like 1 or 2 textures. Probably 2. Yeah, because this one has nails on the side, this one doesn't. Oh, and a diagonal bar. So this one, well, okay, it uses 2 textures. So how does that work, you know? But this is close to what I want. So probably a single pipeline. And then we have square here with 1 texture and another square on with another texture. So two squares with different textures. That's what I want. 2, except then that I want then 2 pipelines right next to each other. But yeah, okay. I mean that you draw it on a cube that rotates, it is nothing. That doesn't mean anything. I can do that too. I'm mostly interested in how he gets those textures in it. I have a fucking 5,000 plus frames per second. Get to an animation all settings. Oh, this has the word texture in it. Nobody knows what PBR means, but oh, right. Now there we have a few textures. All of that's probably a single texture. Interesting. That's such a high frame rate. Ridiculous. Okay. It's not really drawing anything, I guess. Turn the skybox off. Yeah, so anyway, as you can see, has a lot of stuff, and maybe I should look at the source code of this to get a better understanding of how certain simple things work. I was going to look at it shortly because I want one of the main things on my list is that I want the camera to work. The only thing he allows is rotating it, and I'm afraid that what I wanted is that I can click on the 3D model and then zoom in at that point. So then I need a ray tracing, I think. So you to have a ray where you click and then find the object that you hit with it, and then find the intersection between your mouse ray and the object. And then you can start to zoom in and out and rotate around that pivot around that point. This must be an interesting one. Yay! Triangle. A vulkan scene. Is that yeah, it's not really. Texture array. These also textures in it. Oh, there's more interesting even. So many textures, many cubes. Still not 2 pipelines probably. But hey. Maybe he is needing a different pipeline for this glowing though. Might be different pipelines as well. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting thing to look at. My idea was basically to do what I can and then start to implement all his applications with my engine, one by one. But now I ran into a mistake that I made, I think. It's not nice. Okay, I'm going to stop the stream and I'll be back tomorrow. Stefan, yeah, thank you. Thank you, man. And Bear too. Thank you for being the moderator here again, being here at all. And everyone else, of course. Thank you for keeping me company.